Well, we are on Labour Day weekend. There is a saying in my part of New Zealand, don't plant anything out until Labour weekend. And one year that really caught me out, and we had big frost just before and it killed a lot of my young plants. The strawberries are doing really well, and yes, they did super well last year, and things are looking promising again this year. Looking forward to getting a few strawberries. The stuff in the veggie pod is also doing very well, and we have some broccoli forming. Look at that, little baby broccoli heads. I think we've got a bigger one there. Baby broccoli heads. I put the tomato seedlings in here last week to give them a bit more room, and hopefully they're a bit small to put them out, so just put them in here. Look like they don't need some water, and we had so much rain. It's really unbelievable that they're looking like they need water. Carrots are doing their thing. There's a few nibbles going on in here, but overall I'm happy that we're getting some broccoli heads. Over here, well, I've taken the framing down, I'll show you that in a minute, and I have to weed this bed. Just looks like we're growing grass. Before I go over there, I will show you here. This is sunflower seeds. I was so disappointed. I put these out last weekend because they were looking strong and healthy. They're going a bit yellow now, but look at that, flipping sluggos. Snails they are. I've scoffed them. So I'm not quite sure whether I bring them back inside for a bit longer. Look, you can see all the snail slime over that one. That's a fucking nuisance. I'm going to have to do a snail run later on. These I have just let them go to seed because why not? It can be a lettuce tree. Got a buzzy bee around, bumblebee, but look at them. They're going to be beautiful when they go to seed. And these have shown up their natural beauty, chives, and yeah, we'll just let them go to seed. This is just some ground cover. Shouldn't really have gone in there. I've got a bit of celery in there hiding, and maybe that's a bit yellow, but the sage is going to have some lovely flowers, bring in some pollinators. And hiding around here we've got some rosemary. It's getting a little bit overcrowded in there, and we've got some alpine strawberries. The mint is probably going to establish quite well in here, and the onions, which are onions from all over the garden, just leftover onions that I found, that again I'm going to let them go to seed. A few leeks in there. Somebody has been digging. I wasn't planting anything there. Not quite sure who was digging, but little pretty flowers in the corner. Alpine strawberries. Be interesting to see. They're supposed to be white. You can see some of them coming. They're only tiny though. Anyway, we'll see what happens. And over here, this is regrown itself. The peas died. There's a few chives and stuff that I just popped in. More alpine strawberries. These are supposed to be beetroot, but I think again the garden centre got them mixed up. Looks like spinach to me. And somebody else has been digging over there as well. I suspect that's a cat. I don't know what that is, a wasp or a bee, but I'm leaving it to do its thing. But over here is where I've been doing the work this morning. I have rerun the frames and cross here, so I've got three things going on here. I've got tomatoes down at my left, and I've got beans down this side here, and in the middle we've got some beetroot. And just because you can, there's a capsicum there. But here are my hydrangeas that have been hanging around for a couple of seasons now, waiting for their space to get ready, and it's still not ready, so they're just going to sit in their pots. We might even get some flowers off some of them this year. They're all different sorts, and they did have labels in at one time, but they've long gone, so I've no idea what they are. Move that one. It's kind of recovered, but not doing wonderful. So these two are purple long string beans, and these are the green dwarf beans. So it'll be interesting to see how they all survive. This one might not. It's already had a bit of a nibble, but we'll see how they go. And they've got a climbing frame, which is hopefully secure enough because we get the wind from the south there, and those are all going to be large tomatoes plants, so I think they will give shelter from the wind once they get going. Strawberries, I moved a lot of the strawberries here, and this little bunch of strawberry is really from about 3 strawberries plants that I got given, which were already old, but they've thrown out children and there's strawberries everywhere. The only trouble is we have to get here first before the slugs find the red ones. So it's starting, we've had a few, but I have to keep coming and looking for red ones. And I've got some random potatoes. Not quite sure how to do this. I think I might just let the random potatoes do their thing. I was going to put I've got some butternut squash to put in, so probably go there. Over here we've got the 2 courgette plants that I bought, and I had them inside, and then I put them out here, and it was horrendous weather, so I think they might not survive. I might just go and buy another couple of plants and see how they go. We might end up recovering them or not. And in here I've got this lettuce comes back in this place every season. I'm not sure, that it might be a bit bitter, but it does its own thing. Got some calandra coming up. I did weed in here last week, but they come back straight away. Another self-seeded lettuce and some more calandra, which is probably more than I need. So in here I think I'm going to put either the corn in here or over there, or the sunflowers, corn, whichever one I end up deciding to go where. And I've got some buttercup squash, 1 plant, which I'm going to put by itself in one of these 3 beds. Over here the potatoes are doing nicely. They got planted I can't remember when I did that, a few months back I think. And so they're all potatoes planted from the ones that we didn't eat from last season, and they started to sprout, so they got planted. And I have got some more that in the garage that need to be planted in. So apart from a few sort of wild spaces, the garden is starting to come together, and she's starting to give me some harvest. I think I've probably done enough for today, and tonight I think I'll come out with my bag of salt water and just pick off slugs and snails. Seem to be getting a lot of snails this year rather than slugs. So yeah, I think my little wild space is going to look quite pretty once it all starts to flower off, and our lettuce trees are going to look pretty. This is a job to tackle, which hopefully I can get it done this weekend. And got some onions, not ready yet, but to go out, so that might be where the onions go. All right, so that's garden. I'll just leave you looking at this beautiful chives.